Let's get into the review of each of these kits. I'll say that my first impression of each is really positive. I've had the Rode Wireless Go for a couple of years, and I think it does set the standard for the quality of build. These others are packed with features, but they don't all have the same solid feel of the Rode. However, I'm not expecting any of these to be bulletproof considering the low cost. They're all little plastic boxes with tiny buttons. So treat them nicely, and I think they should do well for you. The sound quality and distance performance are all comparable as well. There are some really small differences in things like background noise level and the tone of the microphones. But any of these can give you acceptable audio for your projects that don't demand the very highest professional performance. In the real world of shooting documentaries, web videos, training projects, things like that, all of these will up your game if you've not used wireless mics before, and especially if you've not been using any external mic for your audio. I'll show you each individual kit now and describe the accessories that come with them. Then I'll give you my bottom line impressions, and finally I'll pick my winner from one of these kits that I would most recommend to you. Let's begin with the Rode Wireless Go. The standard Go kit comes with a single transmitter pack with a built-in microphone, so you can just clip the transmitter on your subject and shoot. The receiver is a single channel model that's the same size as the transmitter. It clips on a camera shoe if you like, and it has a nice little display. The kit comes with one cable to connect to recorders with a 3.5mm TRS plug. Rode also includes little windscreens for the transmitter, 2 USB charging cables, and a small pouch for the transmitter and receiver. And in this picture, I included the TRS to TRRS cable from Rode, but that's a separate purchase for smartphone use. The other three kits here are 2-channel kits. The Comica Boom Xd has nice compact transmitter and receiver packs. Again, the transmitters have built-in mics and small displays to give you a little information. The kit comes with connecting cables for both TRRS, smartphone, and TRS, regular camera, connections. The Comica is unique in that it provides a second impedance cable for use with some brands of cameras, and it's marked on the cable. And this has to do with something in their design, output level or something, that requires a different cable for some different camera models. I did find that it made a difference in the noise level as I was switching between many devices. Also included are windscreens, external lavalier mics for each transmitter, and a single USB-C charging cable. The Cinco G1 A2 has 2 small square transmitters with built-in mics. There are no displays, but 2 LED lights indicate some different functions. The receiver is identical in size. Again, the kit includes external lavalier mics for each transmitter, windscreens, connection cables, and a 3-way USB-C charging cable. The Cinco is the only kit that also includes a carrying case for everything. The Saramonic Blink 500B2 matches the competition with dual transmitters and a slightly smaller receiver pack. The transmitters have what I believe to be a built-in windscreen on the mic, so they don't include separate fuzzy windscreens. Again, the kit comes with external connection cables for smartphones and cameras, external lav mics, and 3 charging cables. Now, all of these kits were usable right out of the box. They came with some battery charge and paired automatically when powered up. If they lose pairing, all of them have a pair button to reconnect them. All of the kits also had some method to adjust audio levels coming in from the mics, but some were easier to use than others, and I'll mention that in my bottom line reviews. For each of these kits now, I will give you a few great things and a few things that I find to be poor or missing compared with the others. I want to try to make this go quickly so it's not an exhaustive list and it's not exhausting to you. So we'll start with the Rode Wireless Go. And what's great about this is it's a very solid design with great feel in the buttons and everything. The receiver also has a small LED display for things like signal strength, audio levels, battery level. And the sound quality was quite excellent. It was probably the quietest of the group with an excellent full sound with the body pack and with a separate external lav mic. So what's missing? Well, first place, it's a single channel system. And so you only have one transmitter or one receiver. The normal kit also does not include an external lav mic or a TRRS connector to plug it into smart devices. And this just means you might have to buy some extras if you don't already have some of those cables. So the Cinco G1 A2. What's great? It has a complete set of accessories, including what I really like is their genius 3-way USB-C charging cable, and a case to carry everything in the field, and it's the only one of these kits that includes this. It also has split mono channels or stereo mix, and there's an output for headphones on the receiver for checking quality. Sound quality is nice and quiet, and it's perfectly usable for most applications. It has a full sounding audio signal, both with the body pack and the included external lav mic. So what's missing? Well, there's no display or other indicators to tell you anything really on the transmitter or receiver packs, things like battery level, audio levels, or gain. So you're kind of flying blind with some of those settings. Let's talk about the Saramonic Blink 500 now. What's great? Well, there's no display on the packs, but they make clever use of button lighting to give you some user setting and feedback, like the level settings, little lights around the buttons, which I really think works pretty well. You get a full set of accessories, and the sound quality, it's pretty quiet, certainly good enough for most uses, and it has, again, a good full range tone with both the body pack and the lav mic that's included in there. So what's missing with the Saramonic? Well, there's no split channel mode. The output of the receiver is always a mix of the two microphones. So if you want the editing control, you don't quite have as much. There's no headphone out, just the line out of the receiver. And there's no carrying case for this one as well, except for the retail box. Now, the Comica Boom Xd, what's great is it has a really impressive feature set, including an LED display on the transmitter and receiver for status, levels, and things like that. And they have a really nice design touch with the lav mics. There's actually a clip on their lavalier mic that secures it to the transmitter pack, and they give you cable wraps for cord management. Imagine that. There is a mono stereo split option as well for this. So what's missing with the Comica? Well, it only comes with one USB-C charging cable, and that may or may not be a big deal to you. You may have a lot of those laying around. And I did have problems matching this system to both some DSLR systems and an iPhone. There's RF noise in the line, depending on how you move the line around. Some of them, I couldn't get a clean signal at all. You might have to play with the different cables they provide, including the regular one and the impedance one. And I was never able to get a clean signal using an iPhone 11 Pro without adding some of my own adapters to mix and match. Sound quality it's very quiet, excellent sound quality in terms of the noise if you get the connections to work properly. But I did find that the overall tone of the sound has more of a mid-range sound than a full sound. Maybe it's tuned to voices. And this is consistent between the body pack transmitter microphone and the external lavalier mic. So let's talk about the bottom line. What do I recommend? Well, I already own a Rode Wireless Go system, and it's very solid for me. I did have to add a lav mic to the kit, which now comes with all of these competitor systems. For a single subject, this kit works great. And some Rode retailers now sell a kit that includes one of their lavalier mics. It retails for somewhere in the neighborhood of $280 US as of the time I'm doing this review. The Go is the mic I've used to shoot a lot of the on-camera portions of this video, but it's using a very cheap PowerBear lav mic, and it's not Rode's microphone. If you don't need two channels, I would still recommend the Go. I think it is the quietest and most solid kit. But after using all of the two-channel systems in many different configurations, I ended up liking the Cinco the best. And it's not because it's the least expensive by almost $100. It just had the right mix of features, quality sound, and without the odd quirks of some of the systems, especially the Comica. I like the split channel feature to give me more control in editing my audio, and the Saramonic doesn't have that, but it sounds great. And I would prefer an LED display, at least on the receiver unit, but the Cinco does work well without it. I can hear most of the problems and fix them, and I depend on my recording device's level meters for control. The Comica kit is very full-featured, but ultimately it created too many problems with its output and different connections as I switched between a lot of devices. And for the way I film, I need to be able to grab just any cable, connect it to any device, and even borrow cables from other kits if I need to. The Cinco also gives me a nice carrying case to keep it all together in the field. Now, all of these are very inexpensive compared with professional systems, so I can't speak to long-term durability, and that could be an issue with any of these, but we'll see. My ancient Electrosonics UHF system has lasted about 25 years and has been all over the world, and it's a big metal brick, but it's many times the cost of these and much larger. So maybe you could just buy a backup if you really think you're going to beat these up on location. So that about covers it. Why I might use a wireless mic, some situations where they're helpful, features I'm looking for in a wireless mic, and some recommendations after testing the 4 microphone systems. I hope this was helpful to you. As always, please feel free to leave questions and comments if you're watching this on a social media site, and subscribe if you'd like to hear when we post more videos. I want to give you a couple quick notes as an addendum after we finished filming the rest of these reviews. First, I want to mention that there are different models of some of these kits at different price points. We tried to keep these comparisons under $250 US. But for instance, Saramonic makes a Blink 500 Pro B2 for around $300 that adds some of the features like split output channels. And it's worth a look for sure. Second, as we were ready to republish this review, Rode came out with a new Wireless Go 2 mic system. It gives you 2 channels, plus a great feature of recording sound in the transmitter packs for primary or backup audio. Now, Rode still wants you to buy separate lav mics and an adapter cable for smartphones, so the total cost would be higher if you wanted those. But if you want a high-quality system and have a little larger budget, I'd definitely check it out. This video, which is part 2 of our wireless mic reviews, reviewed a few complete kits. The first part of this set covered more of the whys of wireless mic kits, and we're planning a how-to video with more details of how we hook them up and how set them up for interviews and things like that. So stay tuned for this coming up on this channel.